I started this 36 days ago, and it's already at $90,000. You do not need money to make money. So how can I turn $1,000 into $10,000 within a month? A couple videos ago, I asked you guys pretty much if any of you guys had any special talents, because I needed Notion builders and I needed just different talents pretty much on my team. Anyway, I found one of you guys from Instagram, and he was really good at building Framer websites. So anyway, I'm having him build out a website. I just sent him over the templates, or like the outline of exactly what I needed. And then the rest of the today's to-do list contains, we're moving a model over to another page, or to another chat team. We're giving them a try. She's struggling. Right now she's doing like 300 paid fans a day. I'll show you guys. Last 24 hours, 328 paid fans. The last 7 days, 2,103. And these are her earnings. It doesn't get much worse than that. That is like seriously the worst numbers I've ever seen. So I'm moving her over to a new chat team.
What made you guys buzz your heads?
I just found myself caring about my hair too much.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm. It was gay. It was so good, like a girl.
I did the same thing. That's why I did mine too. I'm like,
yeah,
it's dude, waking up and having to do nothing is so nice. Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah, girls care about their hair. Alright, I'm gonna start. What did you do yours at? Did you do a skin like buzz?
No,
Or did you have a guard on?
I had a guard on.
I'm gonna start it at 5. It should be enough to like leave a dent to the point where there's no return. You know what I mean? So I need to go a lot. Jesus, bro.
Your shit just gets matted up.
All right, cool. Honestly, like this is good. Like this is good to the point where I'll then have, my head is a little, look, kind of goes up in there. I'm bald now. I have a really busy day today. I do want to do a challenge for YouTube. I want to do a 0 to 100K on a page, and I want to document the whole thing. I'm not sure if you guys have seen FX Alex G. He does it with his stock trading system that he's got going on over there. He'll take $1,000 and he'll turn it into like $100,000 or $1 million. I can turn $1,000 into $100,000 in about 45 days. And I've done it here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you really quick here. So this page right here, I started this 36 days ago, and it's already at $90,000. This was like 36 days. We'll probably close it $100,000 in the last 30 days, probably in 40 days. If I gave a shit, I could seriously do it in 30 days. This was a pure accident. This entire operation was just pure accident, and it just happened. So if I gave a shit, it'd be a lot faster. Anyway, I have that. So that's on my list of things to do. I had a call with a really big influencer this morning. He wants us to launch his info product for him, that'll be interesting. So everybody always has really cool vintage photos on their Instagram accounts. And I asked Wesley what the hell that was, and turns out they're actually recorded or taking photos on a disposable camera, and you get the digital copies of it. So it doesn't even exist. You have to get the I need disposable camera.
Yep.
And if you have like a cool one, like an actual camera one, I want that. And then I also need, my boy here needs a lens.
You know, lower resolution.
These are good? This is a good one?
Yeah. So yeah.
They were all the same. I might as well get the sport version.
We don't see it, we just...
So I'd recommend also if you're gonna do like in low light, I would do this one. Just the flash is more powerful.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
But these are just like the basics.
Okay, I'll take this.
I'm gonna get the sport one.
Is the sport better?
Well, he said they're all the same, so I might as well get the
Sport's
sport.
probably, this one probably has like, it's like water resistant probably.
It's waterproof.
Okay.
According to
waterproof.
up to 50 feet.
What's the difference between these two?
It just has a stronger flash.
I like this one. It looks like
Sport
that
one
X3.
is
Yellow.
And a black and white one?
Yeah, you do black and white.
So wait.
It's a good one to have too.
Yes, sir. Now these two.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna get a wallet for it.
How many photos
A wallet
do these bad
for
boys
it.
last?
Put it on the same account, right?
Yeah. let me do that.
Bye, sir.
Successful trip.
The ND filters look beautiful.
Yeah, they do look nice.
They just bring out a little bit more contrast on the image. There's lots of they pronounce the reds and whatnot. All right, to the Denver Tech Center or whatever.
Not even close. Denver Central Market, but yeah.
I find it convenient every time I go out with Hunter. I end up spending over $1,000 everywhere I go.
What do you have to say for yourself?
That one wasn't on me.
He says, "Brother, this is the
that
best
was an
lens."
incredible investment.
Successful.
That lens right there is seriously the best lens. If I ever get good enough at filming that people ask me about my equipment, I'm gonna give all credit not to Wesley but to the lens.
But to me.
To the lens.
To the lens.
To the lens. The bakery type thing.
I want a cherry cheese Danish.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh, these are the crazy. Those are the crazy ones.
Oh my god. Oh, look at that. This is a side quest. We're hitting side quest.
Quick
Look at
little
us
side
having. Look
quest.
at us having fun.
Look at that. See, brought you to a new spot, dude. Now you have to come back here. Successful side quest.
Very successful.
Very fucking successful. This
Got
is
a
good.
cinnamon roll. So
Oh yeah, let me
This
see
is
that
the
thing. Let me
best
see what that thing
Danish
looks like.
I've ever had.
That thing looks insane.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that thing's gonna be creamy.
And it's anabolic,
Pause.
0 fat, 75 grams of protein, and
Fully-
132 carbs.
Full good for you.
Yep,
Anabolic as fuck.
and 0 sugar.
I sent out a little Snapchat on my story to pretty much ask me questions about anything. The post was, I'm 23 with millions of dollars, ask me questions. It was pretty bland. But I got a bunch of questions that I kind of want to go through. So first one, what's your best biohacking advice to live a optimal life? I spent probably 6 months, probably about a year. I did a massive introduction into biohacking, eating very specific foods. We went on a ton of different diets, meat-only diets for months at a time, carbs-only diets. We drink, very specific water. We eat very specific foods. And the reason why we had even done that to begin with was I was feeling like shit. I was tired all the time. I was upset about things I shouldn't be upset about. I wasn't feeling good. And what I came to realize as the last 2 months of my life is you only feel crappy and cruddy because you're not winning. And I came to this realization that when I wake up and I go and I sit at my desk, I'm tired, I'm groggy, I'm not really feeling that good. And so it's an easy route for me to just say, oh, it's the food that I'm eating. And Luke Belmar and Nate Belmar and all of these guys that push the narrative that biohacking is like the saving grace of your mental clarity or your cognitive ability is to some degree accurate. I'm not saying go to Walmart and eat just Walmart food all of the time. But what I can tell you is you're depressed because you're not winning. And I came to this realization when I woke up one day and I was sitting at my desk and I was tired and I wasn't feeling good and I was like, oh, maybe it's the food. But then that same day I went to the Lamborghini dealership and bought a Lamborghini. And the entire time that I was spent at the Lamborghini dealership, I felt perfectly fine. And when I'm up and I'm moving and I'm doing things that I'm winning, I don't feel sick anymore. So look at the magic of that. But then the big factor is when I spent the last 10 years of my life working, doing the same thing every single day, very specifically junior year to now, 18-hour work days every single day, regardless of any circumstance. If I go out and do something, I'm just up later. I work more than anybody that you'll probably ever meet in your life. And so I'm exhausted. I'm mentally drained. I don't believe in burnout. I think that's gay. I think that's a gay way to think because You're not some like supercomputer. And a large factor of feeling good is one, you need to be winning and actually getting good sleep. So now I prioritize getting good sleep. I still get around the same 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I sleep at 60 or 50 degrees in my bedroom. My room is pitch black. I also wear a little night eye cover, and that has just enhanced my sleep. And that has been the best biohacking advice or best biohacking change in my day-to-day life that has actually made a difference. One, you need to start winning. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Try to avoid sugar. Do not think that just because you start biohacking, your life's gonna change. I don't care if you go to Whole Foods. If you go to Whole Foods or eat at Walmart, it doesn't matter. If you're winning, you're gonna feel perfectly fine. How did you find your niche? This is a good question. A narrative that is purported throughout high school is follow your dreams, do what you love to do, and you'll never feel like you're working. The only issue with that is what you enjoy doing will 99% of the time not make you any money. You can be an exceptional individual and play basketball, play football, become a doctor, etc. Now, exceptionalism typically doesn't make you money. For example, I make way more than any basketball, than 99% of basketball players. So if we look at becoming the exception, you need to look at LeBron James, you need to look at Stephen Curry, you need to look at the best doctors in the world, you need to look at Tom Brady, you need to be very, very specific. And you look at your odds of achieving that monumental success, you gotta understand that you have to be an absolute exception. And there's a massive degree of luck coupled with discipline and a very strong mental fortitude that can be constructed. But realistically, if I were to attempt to shoot to be an exception, 99% of the time I'm gonna fail, and I'm banking on luck, and I don't want to bank on luck. So instead, you reroute your life path, and instead of doing things that you love, and instead of doing things that you enjoy, you do things that are gonna make you money, if that's what you're after. Some people just do not want money. And I mean, then that's a thing. I mean, some people are just like care too much about this idea of happiness, and they don't care that everybody else in their life is suffering, and they're fine with that because they're happy. But if you are somebody who wants to achieve, you need to step out of your comfort zone, and you need to understand that something that you're going to do that you love doing, chances are you aren't gonna make any money after doing it. And with that being said, like I said, I make more money than 99% of UFC fighters. I make more money than 99% of fucking NFL players. I make more money than majority of people. And it's not because I do something that I love. I actually do not enjoy what I do in the least, but I know that there's money in it. And so I step out of my comfort zone. And so I didn't find my niche by going towards something that I loved. I found my niche by trying thousands and thousands and thousands of things. I mean, I've had hundreds of dropshipping stores, hundreds of e-commerce stores, was selling hundreds of products. I had vape stores, I've had real estate properties, I've done car flipping, I've done shoe flipping, I've done everything that you could possibly imagine. I've tried it all. So it's not that I just found my niche by following something that I love or following something I enjoy. I found my niche by simply trying and failing more than most people have tried. And something will work, and you just capitalize on that. Unless you're in a fortunate position where your family just owns a multi-generational accounting firm, and you get to take over that business or whatever it may be. But you find your niche by simply just doing as many things as you possibly can, learning, adapting, failing, getting a little bit better, and trying again over and over and over for years and years and years and years and years. And it sucks, and it hurts, and it's depressing, but at the end of it, you will have millions of dollars. And if that's what you're going for, you win. I have $1,000. How can I turn it into $10,000 within a month? The money factor has nothing to do with making money. I love that the idea of you need money to make money, because I think that's the most pathetic, poor people shit I've ever heard in my life. Every dollar I've ever made in my life came from zero fucking dollars. I've never started a business with money. It's this idea that poor people have just come up with, that you need money to make money, and this is how banking systems are able to get people to come take out business loans. If you take out a business loan for your business, you're gonna go broke. Simple as that. You are broke, you don't have the mind model for it, you don't know how to start a business, you don't understand anything about business. If you go to college, if you go to school for business specifically, immediately sign yourself up for the failure list. You do not need money to make money. You need a will, an effort. You start off with nothing. There are so many different business models out there that you can start without money. I'm gonna give you an example right here. Let's say I wanna sell a It's not even that I want to. Let's say that there's something trending right now, and it is a little scraper that scrapes the hair off of couches. Okay, I find this on, and I know this is a very basic example, but the point still holds. I find this product on AliExpress at $7. I create a free website on Shopify, publish it. Somebody buys the product. They send me $40. Let's say I sell the product for $40. I then buy, with that $40, I buy the $7 product and send it to them. I just now yielded 40 minus 7, whatever, in profit. So I didn't need $1 to do that. You do not need money to make money. So how can I turn $1,000 into $10,000 within a month? It has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the vehicle that you take. What people don't understand is you can make money literally doing anything. You can trade stocks. $1,000 can get you into some degree of real estate, whether it's wholesale real estate, whether it's house hacking. You could get into e-commerce. There's 1.5 million things that you can do. You just need to try. And if you want to do OFM, you literally set up a free page. And that's the thing. That's the cool thing about OFM is the product is free. So you have literally no upfront cost. Set up an OF account, it's free. Take content, it's free. Post organic Instagram videos, it's free. Fans come into the page, they pay for content, free, profit. Simple. What do? I do OFM. Do you find it hard waking up early in the morning now that you are financially comfortable, or do you still wake up with a spark? That is something that is completely broken within my mind, that I have now surpassed 90% of the people that I used to look up to in regards to overall success, women, mental fortitude, financial situation, every single thing. And the people that I used to look up to, they have a couple $1 million. And they have a new routine where they spend a lot more time at the clubs and doing things that they think is fun. I'm a little bit more broken mentally than that. I haven't found an ounce of comfort. I am so incredibly excited to wake up every single morning to just achieve. But I think a large part of that is I have a salary of like $450,000 a month in employees. I have a lot of people that look up to me and absolutely need me to achieve in order for them to even be able to take care of their family. So I think when you put yourself under that amount of responsibility, you understand that I'm not allowed to get comfortable, because if I get comfortable, my parents have to go back in and get a fucking job. If I get comfortable, my girlfriend needs to go get a job. If I get comfortable, my friends have to go get a job. If I get comfortable, everybody in my life lessens. Like the quality of their life lessens because of my actions. And so I put myself in a high seat of responsibility. And so I still have that spark every single morning. And I have so many backup plans that if my business now completely goes bankrupt, by next month, I will be back in the exact same position. I have so many backup plans to make sure that I never have to survive the way that I used to survive in high school ever again. If you had to start all over from nothing, what would you do? My immediate answer was I would just do what I'm doing now, but I actually retract that. I'm only doing the business that I'm doing now because at the time I was doing the best that I knew how to do, given the circumstances that I was in. I'm now in a much more knowledgeable point in my life where I would actually not do what I'm doing. I would learn Facebook ads. I would set up an Instagram account, a website, and build social media credibility by fake followers and yada, yada, yada. I would then do a massive amount of outreach to all companies around. I'm in Denver right now, so everybody in Denver. I would do a massive outreach to every single company in Denver, and I would offer them Facebook marketing ads for a retainer of probably $2,000 a month. For the immediate experience, once I started getting good at it, I would offer a percentage based, and I'm pretty sure I'd get back to $100,000 a month within probably 2.5 months, which is not, and I know that there's this conspiracy that rich people get really lucky and they couldn't do it again. It's funny because I actually took an entire break from OFM for like 6 months. I came back to compete in a challenge with my friends, and I actually won the challenge at the most subs and the most money made in 30 days. So and a large factor is not the exact skill set that I would take that would allow me to circumnavigate and go from nothing to something. Again, it's actually the amount of knowledge and experience that I have within the industry of making money. I don't see the world in the same way a Starbucks worker sees the world. I see the world as a completely different financial For an example, I'm sitting on money right now. I have money on my laptop. I have money right here. There is trillions of dollars with just my eyes looking out of this big ass window here. There are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. That means if I put myself in a position, let's say there's water and water is just flooding down the streets. All I need to have is a tiny little bucket. And as long as I just put that bucket in the middle of the street, I'm gonna make money. And so when you look at every single purchase that you've ever made in your life and you ask yourself, how did they convince me to buy this? Was it because it was aesthetically pleasing? Was it because it smelled good? Was it because it would be a utility that would be beneficial to me? If you ask yourself these questions in retrospect, you understand that every decision that you make financially leads to that purchase, and then you just reconstruct and re-engineer that entire apparatus. You can then just make money once again. So it has nothing to do with an exact skill set. It's just I understand the amount of work that needs to go into it. I mean, like I said, 15 to 18 hour work days every single day. It's bound to happen if you just have a little bit of faith. Now, when it comes to financial literacy and it comes to understanding how money works and how money flows, I have so much faith in myself that no matter what, I will take the exact standard operation procedures to just making money once again. Like I said, it has really nothing to do with the skill set, it has everything to do with the amount of faith that I have and the understanding of what it takes to make money. I did not really mention that I completely should have. The questions just weren't framed in a way, and I knew the kind of the answer people were looking for. To sum up majority of all of those questions, how I found my success, how I am so energetic and happy and, you know, excited to live life and pursue some kind of financial duty. Through thick and thin, there has been one main person who has been on my side through the absolute lowest of lows to the highest of highs, through thick and thin, and his name is Jesus Christ. I have been in positions that almost seem impossible to make it out of, but with a little bit of faith and a little bit of trust and an unwavering commitment, I have made it out of any what would seem improbable, impossible to make it out of. I made it through with him. He's walked with me and I've walked with him. I've surrendered my entire life to Jesus, and I want to contribute 99% of my success to his being. He may have not placed the money in my hand specifically, but he gave me the strength to keep going even when all odds were stacked against me. He gave me the discipline to continue working, not only now while I've made it, but given me the discipline to do the things that I needed to do regardless of how I felt at the time. He has given me more than I could even ask for, and I'm not perfect. My business model is far from perfect, and every day I just try to work, you know, my way closer and closer to his ideal image. And I'll keep it short, but wanted to just make sure I had that in there. Bye guys.